Listen here, okay, peoples. I'm here talking to Beba. We had a whole disagreement, misunderstanding, and in the auto process, she just gave me some information that I don't know. I did not know, and explained something else to me that I didn't know. And I think it's important that I record it. One, for our own paper trail, you know what I'm saying, but also because, dude, these people really traumatized my kids. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Anyways, go ahead.
Um. So yeah, because I think the grandma started one with me because of I wasn't acting like you told. Like she tried to treat how she treated you, and don't. But the only difference is, you know, as you said, I'm a strong person. Yeah, I have a strong will. So, and you told me the story how I would kiss her, smack her picture, but smack her in the face.
Yeah.
So I guess when it started, because I don't really remember it with her, it was because I wouldn't do something she asked.
So because you wouldn't do something she asks,
Well, technically, he didn't ask because to me, it wasn't asking. It was more of
she
a.
always demanded things. She never asked. She demanded them, even though she tried to make it seem like it was a question. But she demanded it. She let it be known that it really wasn't a question, and how she was saying it. Like you just didn't have an option. But hold on, look, for clarity. So because there was something that she wanted, you didn't do it. She caused the abandonment issues within you, saying that I was not gonna come back and I'm leaving you.
Well, it didn't start off that way. It started off a way to try to. She didn't care about the damage, so. But yeah, it did start off. That's how my abandonment issue started off. And only because she also continued. Like I said, the certain teachers that I would meet here and there that I would cause problems with also say it. But mainly, she would use that as a last means when I'm being extremely stubborn or acting my age when I was at that age, and being a kid I was messy sometimes messy, sometimes clean. She even though she hates the cleaning, she still rather me clean because it's quote unquote my mess, my responsibility. It doesn't matter if she makes a mess in the same spot I just cleaned.
That's crazy.
And she would, and mind you, one of these things was water outside.
Hold on. Who the hell is this? Hello? Yes? I'm still working on it, but I'm actually in a session right now. Yeah, I'm not still done with it yet. I'm only halfway done. Okay. Alright. Fuck, you interrupt my shit for no damn reason. Hold on, because this just messed up. I hate when it does this. This is why I don't like recording on my phone. Alright. Go ahead.
But I think that's how it started out. And like I said, it could have been with water outside in my bathing suit. So she didn't want to be there at that moment because, you told her if something happened, so she had to be outside with me whenever I was outside. And she didn't want to be outside. She would use... Something would happen, we get an argument, and they would either end up saying, then you're not coming home, or her threatening to something that involves you not coming back. I know it's led up to that.
Alright, now explain Delano's version.
She tried it for a while. She was going... Okay, the first one was Delano was actually in more ways to manipulate me than him. Which started with more, which was that he was going to go with Sanjay and I was going to stay with her. And you were going to go to jail.
For what?
Like I said, I can't remember. It was something they were going to frame me for.
Something they were going to frame me for. Great.
Because and I say frame because of how we know Grandma and Sanjay would ask the victim, especially if it benefited him. And then she was going to make sure it benefited him so he can play along. I just forgot how. Was it money or was it manipulation? Period. I don't know. But I don't forgot how old Delano started. They did the same thing again, but mind you, kids, so didn't know none of this stuff was real. Because at this point, you already went through, because of me, DCF, a whole bunch of stuff. And half of that stuff was with the teachers that said the same thing. And I already knew you were strong in court with DCF and stuff, because there was nothing, like you said, nothing proving.
We never went to court, Beba. There was none of your cases were they ever found any allegation. It was all because of your mental health.
I know, that's what I mean. There's nothing.
It was all because of your mental health. Once anybody found out you had a disability, it was like, ding, ding, ding. Let's go pick on that child.
Pretty much.
Like, I never understood that. I never really got what the fuck they had with you.
Except for certain, the only ones that would stand up are people that didn't have as much power as the ones that don't care that have disability or not.
Well, can't get the bathroom with them like they do.
Why can't y'all get in the room the right way?
Because they have key. They don't have rent.
Wow.
Stop.
Go ahead.
Oh, cool.
Is it unlocked?
Yeah, I locked the bathroom in the corner. Let me sit there for a minute.
Hold on. Podcasters, this is attempt number 3. I'm sorry, y'all done missed the whole beginning of the video, but y'all about to jump in, and I'm gonna explain something. It's August 19th, 3:52 p.m. So, this is why I get frustrated when I'm trying to do the content. Like I just explained to you, we were kind of like in the middle of a deep conversation, so I can't guarantee that you're gonna get back in that same place that you were when you got interrupted. I was like, you're not the only one though. I was like, everybody does that. Everybody that comes to the door, they can see the aura in the room is, you know, a certain type of way, and they still come in like we're invited, you know what I'm saying? Like, but the reason why I try to record, especially when you're talking and letting go, and I like to record, one, I don't know half of the stuff you say. That's one. So like, I be blown the hell away with half of the shit you be telling me. Two, as proof that I'm not the one saying it, because all of it is coming out your mouth at the moment that we're talking. That's another reason why I record. God forbid I ever have to go to court or anything happens and we ever have to fight anything. This is our trail. You know, our platforms are our trail. So, like, I just still can't get over the fact that you sat there and told me that they both try to plot against me, tell you they so-called had evidence against me to take y'all away from me and for me to end up in jail. Like, that is blowing my mind, because this is supposed to be the person that gave birth to me and the person I was married to. The person I was using all my money that I was working for while they sat on their ass and did nothing. Not even properly take care of their son.
Yeah, he still wanted him. That's what Delano told me. That's actually one of the reasons why he said the administration started too, because he wanted Delano but didn't want Delano. And Delano said he felt like he didn't want him, but he wanted him. But he didn't want him. But because Delano, you know how Delano is, he will say honestly, you don't want to be there. So when he does that, that's why, you know, sometimes when you tell him, alright, be honest, and he does the call later, that's because he would have the conversation with him saying depending on what happened in his head, because I can't even say between you guys. Sometimes you haven't talked to him a long time and all of a sudden he's messing with you for what?
Correct. I never understood that either. Like, you wouldn't come pick up your child to spend time with him. You were working but not giving a dime to help financially. You were borrowing money from me. I mean, you were trying to, because I would tell you no. Somehow, like, yo, it
Not to mention if he had his child, he never actually spent time with him.
Correct, and that was the other thing. When you did get him, you were never there. You were always gone. He was in a house by himself with, like, no food.
Oh, this is the other part, but the only reason why I haven't told you this in the past is truthfully, honestly, because I did tell you every other time. I just completely forgot. And the reason why I forgot was I think I ended up back in the hospital, or we were moving somewhere else or something. I don't remember. There was something that was going on at the same time. I know Delano did ask if I did tell. This time he didn't make me promise not to tell you. He just told me, he just asked me if when I tell you for him not to be there, because he knew you weren't going to act like Sanjay and just be mad at him for not telling you something, but more like you're going to be mad at Sanjay and wanting to rip him apart, and he doesn't want to see you, and he thinks you were going to get hurt by it too, so he didn't want to, he doesn't like to upset, he didn't like to upset you in the past, so you already know all that.
Yes.
Not opening the new bag. So that's why he told me to tell you when he wasn't around, but unfortunately, the same time that he told me, tell Delano please. Unfortunately, the same time he told me was a long school vacation, and he didn't have to. He didn't have to see his dad that the weekend or the vacation because his dad actually said Sandy did the whole disappearing thing again, or something like that. I don't remember. I just know he didn't end up going to where he thought he was going. He didn't have.
She wants the pretzels. Stop being lazy. Take the bin. Take the bin off. Like it's called. Please stop being lazy. How do you know? You weren't looking down. No, you were not. I was watching you the whole time. Why do you lie so much? Are you okay, boo boo?
No, she didn't want the pretzels. She wanted.
No, I asked. Are you okay, boo boo?
No, but I'm saying it.
She did ask for pretzels, but I guess she
changed it.
yeah.
And I don't know if a lot of them remembers this now because I know he also does what I do, block out memories. And I don't know what happened when he went with them, but I just know he had even more. I could tell, even though I was a kid and I didn't know what it was, I just could tell it was off, and it was more of that problem. Now that I know what it is, though, I can tell you more of the abandonment issue problem is the cases where Sanjay tried to actually spend time with him. He would just take him to other chick's house. And then
I know. I already did know that. Why do you think we were arguing back then? Because I was like, no, females should not be coming in and out of Delano's life. I was like, unless it's your girlfriend and somebody that you can sit there and tell me, hey, this is my girlfriend. Girlfriend, this is my child's mother. Hi, how you doing? Then that's the only time a female should be around our child.
But that's not the type. And the only reason why you told me was after this one, because you told him if his life was ever in danger at some point when he was with Sanjay, he was supposed to speak up. So the reason why I said this part first, when he took him to the other houses, this is what the norm was. He would let Delano roam around, not know where he was, and then go looking for him at some time whenever he was planning on leaving. Sometimes, hence why he would be dropped off by other friends. He would actually kind of forget that he had Delano and then someone else that he so-called trusted to drop Delano off at home. Luckily, some of those times they actually were nice enough to actually walk him to the door, but sometimes they weren't nice enough, and Delano would actually walk all the way to the door, and they would have already drove off, or you see them driving off as soon as I open the door, not even making sure that that's his house. Then the biggest one that, hence why I was supposed to tell you this, but I didn't get to. Okay, give me a second, because I remember I got heated, and me myself wanted to take your phone, order an Uber, and go all the way down there just to kick his ass.
Why?
Okay, remember when, I don't know if he made an excuse for this or not, but remember when Delano came back hurt one time? Like, I forgot if it was scratches or something. What's up? Uh-huh.
What do you mean,
Is vertical inside or outside?
outside? So you just passed by the window.
I know, but go ahead, the door closed. That's my
Oh shit, I was about to ask you a question.
You were about to ask me when I was asking you to see if I mean a time when Delano got hurt when he was with Sanjay.
Yeah, how hurt?
I can't. I know it wasn't hurt enough for you to go over there yourself and murder him, but it was. I can't remember. I just know he was able to play it off like Delano tripped or something like that, like him being clumsy boy. I know that.
Delano was kind of clumsy back then. Yeah, Delano was kind of clumsy back then. So it would be a true, like a believable story. A believable story.
But in reality, the only reason he had those scratches and stuff, yes, he did fall, but not in the way that Sanjay told you. He almost got run over by a car because Sanjay wasn't paying attention to him, and another person pushed him out of the way. Or Delano jumped out of the way. I can't remember. I just remember I was here as soon as he said I almost got hit by a car. Because Sanjay let him roam around. Didn't tell him nothing about being safe by the street because you already know we were working on him with him by that. But he wasn't. He was going after a ball they were playing with. Him and I think some other kids or the person that actually helped him, or I don't remember. I just know he said he was chasing after a ball, and that's also, if you notice, after that day he was extra cautious around the street. That's because he was chasing a ball. Sanjay said nothing other than get the ball, like pretty much to let him play, and yeah. And you know what the first thing he was worried about? I wonder if that's when you used
to take him to the soccer field where other Jamaicans used to go play soccer. I wonder if that's what happened.
I don't know, because I can't remember. Because I know there was another time near that he said something about a party he was going to with him, but I don't remember that either. So I don't know if it's that or the soccer field. But I do know this. That's also why he was terrified of the road at certain points. Because of that, and the only reason why he made me promise not to tell you was because the littlest one, was trying to calm me down from, I forget, was it getting my tennis racket or my bat that I had at the time, or one of the knives from the kitchen. I don't know what, but I know I was planning on a murder. So he was talking me down from Red. And I know it was so bad, because I believe Grandma was coming at that time to demand something, and she saw the situation, and she was pretty much like, nope. Or she did try to do, but yeah, it didn't get far. I just know one thing. No one got hurt, so Delano was happy. And that was the only that saved that dude. Because you already know me. I don't care if I had to walk where I have to be. I'm like you. Mess with my family. You are going to be more than 6 feet under. And especially because he already felt these certain ways and you already showed him these certain things. And you didn't even ask him. He didn't even ask him if he was okay. The first thing he was worried about was, do not tell your mother. He didn't say nothing about me. That's the only reason why the mama got out of it. And also, I didn't say nothing about it. But, yeah. And the only reason, and because he didn't want to see you so, you know, how you are now, but the difference is you would have been worse back then because it would have happened at that moment. He was already trying to get me not to go kill his dad. So he didn't want to, yeah, because he knew I wasn't going to stop you.
Yeah, I wish I would have known all this shit because I really would have went to court and I would have taken away the visitation. And I would have left it with just sole custody. And I would have left it with no contact. Because that was already 2 different things you're trying to do to endanger my child.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what goes on there. He only tells me certain things I do remember, certain things I don't remember.
Well, I'm saying, I wish I would have known back then.
I know.
Because
he wanted to tell you. Because he told me he wanted to tell you. That's why he told me to tell you. But there was a reason why he didn't tell you himself, other than from Sanjay telling him not to. But I can't remember if he told me the reason or not. I just know one thing. He was more scared than he said he was more scared of what would happen if he did not listen to him than what just happened, what he just told me that just happened. So I'm really wondering, like, that's also, I think, what ticked me off even more.
The crazy part that I'm trying to figure out through all this is yet two other people. I mean, I knew at the end they were plotting against trying to take my kids from me. I knew my mother has always wanted Beba. She's always made it known that she wanted Beba. Always made it clear that she wanted Beba. Like, she really felt like she had all rights as a grandmother to my child. I was like, woman, you're not understanding that I am walking proof to why you will never have my child. Ever. I was like, all I gotta do is open up to the psychiatrist and the therapist and let out a lot of shit that I'm still dealing with and struggling with. I was like, so boo, what you're trying to do is only going to get my kids in foster care until I get them back, if you really have so-called proof, which she doesn't, because I was the complete opposite. My mother was a provider, okay? Bills were always paid. Like, my mother was a provider, but she wasn't an actual mother. She did nothing that had to do with mothering. Just the other day, I was talking to my sister on the phone. We were having a conversation because she needed to vent, and we ended up bringing up my mother. I don't know why. And she mentioned, she was like, I remember when we used to just sit in the living room watching TV together. She'd be yelling for you from the top, from her room and her bed, to go make her steak and rice and this and that because she wanted food, and you had to do it, and you were barely a kid yourself. And this is coming from somebody else. Excuse me. I didn't even remember it. Like I did, but I didn't remember Kiki ever being there. I always thought these things happened when I was home alone. So for her to co-sign what I knew I went through, it was like, damn, at least I know I'm not that insane. I really did go through it. It really did happen, and she can't deny it because there's another whole person that can stand here and say that it happened when I was a kid and the life that I've lived. Like, sometimes I want to bring my sister up on this platform and let her speak on what she knows of the relationship with my mother and I, because she's been there since I was young. She's not my biological sister. I only have two biological siblings on my dad's side. One passed away. The other one, I don't know what's going on. I don't know them, so I've never met them. But I call her my sister because I used to call her mommy when I was growing up. She was more like a mom to me than my actual mother was. But then when we got older, it was a little weird calling her mommy. Because we're only a couple of years apart. We're like 4 or 5 years apart. And yeah, because she was in 12th and I was in 9th. And so yeah, like, and I met her when I was in elementary school. I think it was like in the 3rd or 4th grade when I met her, because she was my neighbor and we've been close ever since. Like, that's why I used to call her mommy. But it's crazy how so many people just want to plot against me. Like, what is it about my family and I and our dynamics that people don't understand, that they get so jealous about it, they want to plot against it? My kids are very close to me, but that's because I've given a lot to them. It may not be in material, because I don't believe in material. Material comes and goes. I give them a lot as in me, right, Beba? Mm-hmm. Like, as in me, and that's what frustrates me now as a parent being here in this motel, is that I can't give to my kids me, because I'm trying to go through all my changes and process and learn and get rid of old stuff and change my mind frame so that we can get out of here and stay in a stable place where my mentals will be okay even if something happens. I'm trying to get to that point completely so that I can, continue to pour and be that person for my kids. But everybody's always plotting against me, and I really do not fucking understand why, and it's frustrating. And she just co-signed it because I didn't even know that they were plotting against me way before they actually plotted. They actually tried to do what they were doing.
I think the reason why they gave up on the first plan was because, one, like I said, you were already getting your way through the DCF and stuff system, so they couldn't really mess with you. Then they were going to try to do you on a school point, but you already chose the school's heads, and then the people in charge of the school system in Connecticut, so they had to give up on that. And then I think what they did have that was fake that could have looked real could not look real no more because of all that. So that's why everything else ended up this way. And that's also why you saw she was trying to come up with a new... You saw she was calm for so many years, but then at one point you saw she was trying to come up with a new plan. That's because the plan and the backup plan to that plan could not work because everything that she had for the plan to make the plan succeed was pretty much useless at this point.
And you want to know what's the crazy part, you guys? Y'all want to know what's really the crazy part? All right. Delano's dad was not legal. He needed his green card. So we got married. When I think after I gave birth, actually. In February after I gave birth. Delano was born in January. We got married in February. I believe it was February 23rd. And because I think that's Sanjay's dad's birthday. I'm just not 100% sure. Don't mark me on that because I don't know. But she couldn't stand this man. She didn't even know we got married, but she couldn't stand this man. And she didn't care for my son. And she's lucky that the letter that I had that I would love to read to you guys, that she wrote, was in my storage stuff. Because I can't find that letter now. And I want to find it. And I want to read it so bad. Just to prove my point. She only asked that I did not take the letter being Beba away from her. Because that's the only person that she cared about. But she complained that man, when we were married and he was living in the house, because we were living at her house, that he was a bad father, didn't take care of his son, didn't feed his son, didn't do this, didn't do that. Yet you're helping the man get the kid? How does that make sense?
I think I have an answer for that, actually.
Go ahead.
Oh, hold on. I think I actually have an answer for that, because I think I finally figured out what the beginning deal was.
What?
Because, and now that you mentioned the letter, that reminds me, and that actually explains the certain thing that they were talking about that I couldn't understand because I was, like I said, young. I think her deal was, and I don't know why Sanjay said okay to it because it wasn't money or anything, and like you said, he doesn't really care about Delano, but for some reason the deal was Delano. If he helped her, he would be able to have Delano, and as long as he takes Delano far away from her, he should be fine. Something like that. I know that was the beginning of it. I don't remember the rest because, one, I'm still trying to figure it out, and I think I still have it blocked because I think I went red at that point. And two, because, they mentioned taking Delano away from me and you. So I was like, yeah. And I can't remember because I think after they noticed I was there, they were like, hush, hush. But I know one thing, Delano was part of the deal, and the part of the deal was he wouldn't be back in our life. And yeah.
I'll tell you, every conversation I have with you, whenever you start talking about back in Connecticut, it just be blowing my mind, and it really be making me want to go.
Unfortunately, that's because I am there when I remember these things. Because unfortunately, that's when my ability to block it goes away, and either it comes in a dream or flashes. And then I get, you have to deal with my anger because they're not here for me to actually beat their asses for. So it just makes the depression worse because it reminds me of a time I couldn't protect Delano.
But that's not on you.
I know, but it made me feel worse because, well, I kind of don't feel worse than I do because when we talk it out like this, I didn't start remembering my pranks I would put on them. So that made me feel a little bit better because I did somewhat get revenge and somewhat didn't by making their lives a little bit of misery or a little bit of hell. Well, what Sanjay described before he left, living hell. That's also, I think, why he called me a little devil. Alright,
I'm going to ask you a question. Since there's all these scenarios that I don't know about, and I'm already, trying not to get mad here, because it's past, and there's nothing I can do about the past. All I can do is the present and the future, yes. No. I can't do anything about that, so I'm going to do something about, moving forward. Yeah, anyways. So, question.
The other thing is not yours, it's Mommy's.
Question. For her. You remember when we had DCF at one point because you went to the school and told the school that he pulled out a knife on you? Mm-hmm. Why did that happen?
Oh, that was when he would, that's when you were in the kitchen and you didn't think he would actually try to pull a knife and thought he was covering up by saying he was joking. He wasn't joking. It's because I forgot what I did. I just know I did something to piss him off, and I know I did it on purpose because I think Delano told me something that is still being blocked, but I can't remember what, or Delano... I found Delano, I know one thing. I found Delano sad. That made me mad. I found out the reason, I think, and I went to confront him.
When that happened, I wasn't home.
No, Grandma was in
work.
the kitchen.
Yeah, I wasn't there when none of that shit went down.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because she was saying she was being, herself and trying to think she can make.
I don't know what you're telling me for. Can't walk her.
She was trying to say how he was playing with me, but he actually had a knife in the kitchen.
She does have to go. Don't yell at her. Lyrical what? That still don't give you a right to yell at her. One right don't make another right. One wrong don't make another shit right. You don't snap at her just like she's not supposed to snap at you. But you constantly keep coming at her the wrong way. You really need to stop doing that. Because it's getting me out of my damn top. Not gonna keep doing your disrespect, Delano, to me or anybody else in this damn family.
Oh, I think I was actually having a mental breakdown with them, but not a mental breakdown. Donald's about to take her out.
Yeah, wait till Donald takes her out, please. Go ahead.
I think I know one thing. I was not in the mental space. I was in off space. And I think what ticked me off more, and hence why I said it, was because they were joking around about suicide and hence why there was a knife in his hand, but he was saying he was playing, and she was saying he was playing, but they were talking about slitting something. I can't remember. And then he was saying, or if I kill you now, sort of ordeal, they think you committed suicide, sort of thing. Something like that.
Why didn't you tell me none of that?
Well,
Because I never understood why I was going through with these. Like, I never understood why. I never understood what happened or why I was going through it. All I know was I was not planning on losing any of my kids.
Well, I don't know if you remember or not, but you did not come home in time for me to tell you. But at school, because I was already off.
Virgo, please stop tapping me, and it's called once again, excuse me, and you have to wait. Now you need to wait.
You already noticed I was having a mental breakdown that day. So what they did the previous night did not help none of that. So I guess maybe I was having, because I do remember you saying and them saying I was hallucinating about my biological dad. So maybe it triggered something about that and triggered some PTSD or something, but I don't remember. I don't remember my breakdown. I just know I broke down, and they were trying to consult me and try to ask me why I broke down, and I tried, you know how bad I was though back then on that. So as well as I could through my breakdown, I tried to explain to them nothing new, all of them, but they took it as you.
Yeah, I got blamed.
Yeah, and that's all because
I'm like, how am I physically gonna get blamed for something? I was at work. I was at work.
that involved, a tape, a
Band-Aid, because she had a pimple that popped.
But I think it was because of the woman, and this is also, I think, where they made the mistake and never made the mistake again from was.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Yes, Lyrical? I'm not giving you my phone. Do not ask for my phone. Now leave me alone if that's what you bothered me for.
The one outside, you can go outside.
I keep telling you to please stop asking for my phone. Can you take a second and go make sure the tablet is plugged in? Keep telling this little girl stop asking me for my phone. She already broke my job phone. I don't even know where it is. I actually need to get it. I need to get it replaced. Like, I don't have the money to do that. So Shop Normies has no phone right now.
The only one I don't know where it is the Lyrical's tablet. Oh wait,
It's in the drawer. Lyrical's tablet been in the drawer.
Those two, your phone and my tablet, are right there.
Alright, so go ahead. Finish what you were saying.
They made the mistake of, and I don't remember how. Oh wait, I do remember. I think.
I don't see her though.
I don't remember if you were on a lunch.
There she is. I just saw her.
I don't know if you were on a lunch break or something, but it was the actual first time ever that you didn't actually get to pick up your phone, but I don't remember if it's because they said it was something wrong with their phone or something. I don't remember if it was where you were too, because like I said, I don't remember much. I just know one thing. For once, you didn't get a chance
They
to pick
never
up.
called me. I got a phone call from DCF. I never got no call from school.
I know one thing. There was I don't know, like, I just know one thing. Somehow Grandma got involved with that thing, but she was saying something about him just playing and,
That's the story she gave me.
yeah.
And that's the same story I gave DCF.
But the difference is, I think she was trying to say because you weren't there, and that's why they came, because she was trying to put it off as if she never left her child in this dude's care.
My child was in her care and his care.
Like I said, I don't remember. I just know one.
Did she not forget she was there?
And that's the part I just remember the key words that she was trying to use. I don't remember how they put it, but I do know she did confirm what you just said, that she was there. But she was trying, like,
Because I mean, if we really
trying
want
to flip it on you.
Correct. She really was trying to flip it on me, because I told the lady, how am I to do anything about the situation if I was at work and I didn't know anything about it until you called me to tell me now?
Oh, I think she said this is the part she flipped on you. I think this is the part she flipped on. She said you weren't at work, you were partying.
That's what she's always said, that I'm always partying, but it was work hours.
Yeah, but
when it happened, it was work hours. This happened after you got home from school.
Never had a job.
And that, she can't say that, Beba, because they could have proved that. They called me when I was at work.
I know, but she tried. You already know, just because they can prove it don't mean she's not going to try it. 'Cause she said certain things that they could prove, and I knew they could prove, so I was like, not worried about. There's certain things that they unfortunately had to look into because of, the situation. But, yeah, even though they could prove that, she was trying to do what she did with the family for you. But the difference is, certain things that she claimed that you did or claimed that you weren't doing, they could prove easily that you were doing, like you said, the job, where you were at that time, and stuff like that. And she, I guess because she forgets their DCF, pretty much like police, but for children, they can literally search up backgrounds, like police, like stuff like that. And she's just thinking, alright, this is another family member I can lie to, and they're gonna believe me because I'm so good at manipulating and stuff like that. So she was trying it. And I think that wasn't that the first time we had DCF with her and him that involved them both?
Yeah, it was the only time we had, the first and only time we had it. Because remember,
I know they
during
tried.
that case is when they fucked up. No. Because of that case. No, hold on. Now I'm confused. No, because we had the same worker we had for that case. Mm-hmm. We had her again when I took Delano. Remember when I took Delano to go to the Tully Center because he had the blister under his foot, and I didn't like the way it was looking. I didn't want it to get disinfected. I didn't want it to get infected.
I also forgot to tell you, I know why he had that blister. Sandra's the one that caused it. He would not put no socks or nothing on his feet when he put his shoes on. And he would forget that he wouldn't care that it was actually a baby's foot, not a grown-ass man's foot. So he would be rough.
Correct, but okay, whatever. But anyways, but it was the same DCF worker that did that case was the same one that did the case you're talking about now. Because I remember when your case closed and they couldn't find no allegations, she wasn't happy. It's like she wanted to find shit. Oh,
I think I actually remember her, and I also
because she's the one that I had the meeting with, and I had to threaten DCF with my. She was the reason why I asked her for my whole entire. I asked them for my whole entire file, and I told them, just remember this: the next time you come knocking on my door with some bullshit, and y'all don't have no fucking evidence, I'm pulling out my whole file that y'all giving me right now, sealed, because it will be sealed until that moment. I'm taking it to an attorney, and I will find anything that I can use, whether it be because of my mental health, my kid's disability, whatever, to sue the fuck out of the person individually and every organization that had a part to do with it.
But that's not the reason I liked her. I liked her because I can't remember if it was like, okay, how I took it though. Because you were mad at that time, like you said, you already flipped on them. I think I saw her and she pretty much told me to relay an apology to you. I think what I thought was an apology. But in other words, she's just saying how she shouldn't have been fooled by grandma, and if this stuff, and she was impressed, but not impressed in that way. Just impressed of how an old lady like grandma could lie through her teeth like that, especially at her, like you say, at her own child, and her own, and I don't know if it's because she talked to her afterwards or what, but I know one thing. She realized how grandma was after a certain ordeal between that and then, and I think that's why the next time she knew.
The next time she fucked up. You remembering this all wrong, kiddo. The next time she fucked up, because when it was Delano's case, she was so busy chasing your ass. Your ass at school, triggering you. Remember you had the gym incident where they had to call the cops, and Breeze had to come and you had to talk to the cop on the phone to see if it was okay for you, for them to buy you McDonald's, because she had just seen you the day before. Nobody told me that she had seen you, so I can have Breeze talk to you so you can process your emotions.
Well, there actually two things happened on that day that probably triggered it. One is that, and two, I forgot. Because I know there was two occasions that the teacher did go jump down, and Mr. Brown, who you really liked, and I really liked, jumped down this kid's butt because I was wearing a skirt, and he would look up my skirt. So I know that was one of the triggers. But yeah, that's probably why I don't remember.
Yeah, because the whole time, DCF has 45 days to make a decision. Or find a finding. The whole entire 45 days, she was focused on you. She saw Delano the first day at the hospital. Because remember, it was the telecenter doctor that said that I had to somehow... Yeah, this was the craziest shit. I wish I had YouTube back then. I swear I wish I had a channel.
I really wonder.
But I took my son, right, to the tele... You know what? This is like a long video for y'all. Y'all don't watch this long. So let me start this story on a new video. And podcast, I'm going to do the same for y'all, even though y'all listen. I'm going to continue this story on the next episode. I'll be right back, y'all.